on my seat by 82%. Know this, I am gonna come through on a landslide just like Trump did. Know that I will be victorious in the...
It now appears if she wants to run for supervisor again, it will have to be as a write-in.
Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dalton, Illinois, and supervisor of Thornton Township, has encountered a significant setback in her political journey. The controversial figure, often surrounded by criticism, has suffered a defeat in her re-election bid for Thornton Township supervisor during a tumultuous Democratic caucus. This loss not only brings an end to her dual roles as mayor and supervisor, but also signals the start of what many are calling her political decline. Join us as we unravel the events leading to this drama and examine the potential repercussions of her fall from grace. Tiffany Henyard, known for her bold personality and controversial leadership, has failed to secure her place on the Democratic ballot for the April 2025 election. The reason? Her slate of candidates was incomplete. In Thornton Township, candidates running for supervisor must submit a full slate, which includes positions for supervisor, highway director, clerk, assessor, and 4 trustees. Unfortunately for Henyard, her slate was missing a certified assessor, automatically disqualifying her. This oversight allowed State Senator and Thornton Township Democratic Committeeman Napoleon Harris to step in and claim the nomination with his complete slate. Harris emerged victorious, leaving Henyard and her supporters fuming. However, this wasn't just another political defeat. The caucus that sealed Henyard's fate was the first of its kind in Thornton Township in 30 years. Traditionally, the Township held primary elections, but Harris made the controversial choice to hold a caucus instead, a move Henyard alleges was deliberately crafted to oust her. The atmosphere was electric as hundreds gathered at the Homewood Flossmoor Park District Auditorium for the showdown, quickly filling the room to its 600-person capacity. Many of Henyard's supporters were left stranded outside in the cold, a logistical issue that only intensified her claims of voter suppression and unfairness in the process.
The Democratic caucus works right here in Thornton Township. You can also say that she flunked out because her name is not.
Let's not forget the real kicker. When Harris was announced as the Democratic nominee, the crowd erupted in cheers, and some even broke into the infamous "na-na-na, hey, kiss him goodbye" chant. Talk about adding insult to injury. Visibly furious, Henyard stormed out of the auditorium, shouting accusations of illegality and vowing to sue everyone involved. "This is illegal, Napoleon!" she yelled, pointing directly at Harris. Her dramatic exit was met with a mix of boos and laughter, solidifying the night as one of the most humiliating moments of her political career. Despite this setback, Henyard's compelling presence and persuasive style had previously made her a formidable candidate in 2016, raising questions about what the future holds for her in the political arena.
Run out of this the right way! Illegal!
While Henyard's humiliation took center stage that night, what made the situation even more surreal was the presence of longtime Thornton Township residents who had never witnessed anything like it. Many noted that Thornton Township politics had been relatively calm for decades under Frank Zuccarelli, who held the supervisor position unopposed for nearly 30 years. His unexpected departure in 2022 created a power vacuum, and Henyard's controversial rise to that role sparked mixed reactions. To some, she represented a fresh change in a stagnant system, while to others, she appeared to be an outsider with questionable motives. The caucus, they felt, was the culmination of months of underlying tension within the township's democratic structure. Adding to the absurdity of the evening was the sight of many of Henyard's supporters wandering outside the venue, visibly confused and frustrated. Some claimed they had been told by Henyard's team that their mere presence would guarantee her victory. "We came all the way out here for nothing," one supporter muttered, shaking their head. "They told us this was in the bag." Meanwhile, inside the auditorium, Harris's team insisted that the room had been filled hours before the caucus began, and those left outside simply arrived too late. The logistical failures, coupled with Henyard's combative attitude, only reinforced her growing reputation as someone unable to effectively organize or lead.
Minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township supervisor, and she left here visibly.
Then there's the pressing question of how Henyard plans to recover from such a public downfall. While her threat to sue has made headlines, political insiders believe it's highly unlikely she'll succeed in overturning the results. This isn't just about losing a nomination, one observer noted. It's about losing credibility. How can you rally support when you've been so publicly humiliated? Even Henyard's most loyal allies are beginning to waver. Rumors are already circulating that some of her closest advisors are distancing themselves, wary of being associated with what's quickly becoming a sinking ship.
For a while, it's like, grassroots. It was organic when a lot of the things started at the township, where the people were.
For those unfamiliar with Henyard's rise to power, her story is one of ambition, controversy, and, according to her critics, poor leadership. Henyard was appointed supervisor of Thornton Township in 2022, following the passing of longtime supervisor, Frank Zuccarelli. At the same time, she was already serving as mayor of Dalton, a position she won in 2021 with over 80% of the vote. This dual role earned her the nickname Super Mayor, but it also sparked criticism, with many questioning her ability to effectively manage both positions. Her tenure has been marred by allegations of financial mismanagement, questionable spending, and a combative relationship with the Dalton Village Board. Let's talk finances for a moment. Henyard has faced intense scrutiny over her use of taxpayer money. Reports have surfaced accusing her of spending excessive amounts on personal security, lavish dinners, and even flights to Las Vegas. One particularly damaging allegation involves her use of township credit cards for purchases at retailers like Amazon, Target, and Walgreens. In one instance, she reportedly spent over $43,000 on Amazon in a single day. Critics have labeled her spending as reckless and self-serving. An investigation by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot into Dalton's finances revealed a shocking drop in the village's general fund balance, plummeting from a surplus of over $5 million in 2022 to a deficit of $365 million by mid-2024.
Thing to win, but let's do it properly and let the people really have a voice. The people's voice was taken.
It's not just her spending that's raised eyebrows. Henyard's leadership style has also come under heavy scrutiny, with many describing it as abrasive and authoritarian. At one village board meeting, she reportedly declared, "You all forget. I'm the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. You all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees, that don't do nothing. They only run their mouths. You all don't do no work. No work." This kind of rhetoric has alienated many of her colleagues, leading to frequent clashes with trustees and other local officials. Some have even accused her of using her position to target political opponents, with allegations ranging from withholding permits for Park District improvements to orchestrating police raids on businesses that refused to support her back to the caucus drama. Henyard didn't go down without a fight. In the days leading up to the event, she used Thornton Township vehicles to transport seniors, hoping to bolster her support. However, her efforts backfired when the buses arrived late, leaving many of her supporters unable to get inside the venue. This logistical blunder became a key talking point for her detractors, who mocked her inability to organize her own base. The supporters were busting in, the bus was late, classic Tiffany, one commenter wrote online. When she won, it was like she hit the lottery, but responsibility was nowhere to be seen. Now she's proving it. Henyard's reaction to the loss has been nothing short of defiant. She vowed to challenge the caucus results in court, claiming the process was rigged against her. "I will be suing everyone tomorrow," she declared, doubling down on her accusations of voter suppression. Her attorney, Max Solomon, has echoed these sentiments, alleging that the caucus rules were unfair and that Harris manipulated the process to his advantage. However, election law experts have pointed out that the caucus system is perfectly legal in Illinois and has been used in other townships for decades. So, what's next for Tiffany Henyard? Her options are limited. She can still run for Thornton Township supervisor, but only as a write-in candidate, a long shot to say the least. Her supporters remain optimistic, with one ally stating, "I think enough people know her name to write her in, and I believe we could still win it." But the odds are stacked against her, especially given the public's growing frustration with her leadership. Even in Dalton, where she serves as mayor, residents have been vocal about their desire for change. At a recent village board meeting, many turned their backs on her as she spoke, a symbolic gesture that speaks volumes about her declining popularity.
32 minutes to an individual that doesn't give a damn about anybody's time but hers.
And let's not forget the ongoing investigations into her administration. The FBI has reportedly been looking into allegations of financial misconduct, with subpoenas issued for records related to her top aides and other village employees. Meanwhile, her cancer charity, the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, is under scrutiny for failing to register with the state and disclose how it spends its donations. These scandals, combined with her recent political defeat, paint a grim picture for her future in public office.
And clock is ticking.
As the dust settles, it's clear Tiffany Henyard's time as supermayor has come to an end. Whether she can make a political comeback is still uncertain, but for now, her critics are enjoying this moment. What are your thoughts? Was the caucus process fair, or did Henyard face unfair targeting? Does she stand a chance as a write-in candidate? Share your opinions in the comments below. Until next time, stay tuned for more updates on this unfolding story.